somebody look like us say, hey, how come we don't own our own tennis shoe when Nike started out of their garage? Like Phil Knight started out of his garage. And I tell people all the time, look, it's not about a color. Like think about it, even though when I help Black-owned business, I'm doing that because we at the bottom of the totem pole. But we want to create product for everybody. This product is for everybody, Blacks, white, Asian, Latino. But it don't have too many Black-owned companies. Like, show me how many Black-owned tennis shoe companies out there that's making functional shoes that actually own it. It's not that many. It's a problem.
Yeah.
So when I find a problem, you know, my passion get like, I need to do this. I got to show the world. In the food industry, I realized that we didn't have enough healthy alternative foods for us. So I found a problem. I created Miller Family Food. I said, well, you know, I got to make healthy alternative foods, snacks, everything.
Is that based out of New Orleans?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so I was inspired by going to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And, you know, in the Black Wall Street, 1920, what happened to our people. And it's like you had so many successful, rich Black people, and it was burned down. But I met this guy that owned a grocery store called Oasis.
Yeah, A.J. Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put my food in your grocery store, and I'm going to support you. We support all these other companies, but why not support Oasis and A.J.?
He's doing good stuff in the community, and what you know about that store, as I've been down there, is that the predominantly of that area that's white is poor individuals, who, you know, and so I love the work that he's doing. But when you think about, again, being yourself, what's been the biggest surprise of the stardom? I mean, you've been in this game for a very, very long time. What's been the biggest surprise about it all?
Our own culture don't believe that we could do it, you know, because they just don't get it. They're like, how you could do this? I mean, like, if I could do it, anybody could do it. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You just got to have integrity and do good business. And these doors will open up for you, building great relationships. And I think that's the biggest thing for me, trying to get that negative mindset out of our culture, because they still going back to, oh man, slavery, they did us this. And I'm like, you still harping on that, man. I never harped on that because I can't change the past, but I can change the future. And I think you got to get used to us being successful. And I think a lot of us, we block our own blessings because we don't think that we could do it because we're looking at a color. So, I mean, Muhammad Ali was a guy that, and I loved like his story because he didn't care about that. He just wanted to be around good people, but he did represent for the culture. Right. And I want more African-American owned tennis shoe companies. I don't want this just to be me. I want so many different product brands owned by us, but making it for everybody. Because think about it, when other cultures make products, they don't make it for them, they make it for everybody. And so I want that mindset of our people. If I could change that, that's the way we're gonna bridge the wealth gap.
What's been the biggest negative surprise of it all? The biggest negative surprise of the stardom?
Our people can't work together. Think about when I go down Rodale Drive and see all these stores. They're owned by all the same kind of looking people. None of them fighting. None of them caring about what each other have or got. And I love that. I want to see that for our culture and our people. That's why I fight to educate our culture and our people. Because we got to get on that page. Like, if we get on that page, we're going to be dangerous because we spend $1 trillion a year.
2.1 trillion.
2.1 trillion. Think about it. And we don't own nothing. And we make 0.1% of Black CEOs in Fortune 500 companies, but we spending all the money.
I mean, I was listening to what Master P had to say about Black people. You need to leave oh, that's a B. Need to leave slavery mindset behind, and we need to make stuff for everybody. And yeah, man, you know, leave. You know, I don't think people holding on to slavery as victimhood no more. I don't think really that's the issue. I don't think people saying it's slavery. I know you got people fighting for reparations and all that type of stuff. And, you know, but check out the Real 101 playlist, music entertainment playlist. And I get where Master P is going, but it's the mindset is just like you got to get rid of a lot of the degenerate the degenerate people in the community to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? And when you get to that point, then it has to be male. It has to be male centered and a male foundation, a men foundation to get there. And when really, the black community, whatever you want to call it, the granocracy or whatever, whether it's not being productive black men being welcomed there and being ostracized there and being shamed through the media, shamed through the community, and only Pookie Ray Ray's being there, it's really nothing you really can do about it, bro. I'm just being honest. He can preach it, and I love, that he continues to preach it, but to get people to really have that mindset, a large number of that population gonna have to just be gone. It's just too many people that's just too damaged, too worn, too much permanent damage being gone. But what he's saying, create things for everybody. Yeah, you don't need to create things for black people, because once you create things for black people, that's cutting off a large part of your profit. Don't nobody go out there and say, I just create this for black. Now, you might have Lemmy Lulu might say, I really, it was a rumor that they don't really want black women wearing their stuff, whatever like that. But they're not going to not stop selling to black people. You know what I'm saying? So they create things and they allow black people to get it hot and black people to buy it. And then you hear little stuff like I did a video with Polo told, Trick Daddy stop wearing their stuff and all that type of stuff. But, you fast forward 30, 40 years later, people still wearing Polo. So in general, we need to create things that's for everybody, because if you only create things that's for black people, it's far from a selling point, then you cutting off a large part of your sale. And I get people saying if you create for black people, they gonna want it too. I'd agree, but that's why you saying, going to tell your business is a black business. Like, no, your business is a business. Don't mark your business. It's a legit business. That's not put a stigma. That's not put a label on it. It's just a business. You know what I'm saying? But he's right. You need to sell to everybody. Your profit margin, don't cut your profit margin just trying to sell to one demographic. You want to sell to every. If you're going to sell to kids, you're going to sell a toy to kids. You want all kids to buy your shit, not just Asian kids, black kids. No, you want all kids. That's why a lot of the highest grossing movies, they like to make G movies, because the kids can come. The adults gonna bring the kids, and there's more people gonna come. You got a rated M or a rated R movie, well, most likely the kids not gonna come. It's just gonna be the adults. Instead of selling 4 or 5 movie tickets, you're gonna sell 1 or 2 movie tickets. You get what I'm saying? But I don't really think that slavery victimhood, I don't really think that's holding black people back like it once did. I think most black people are so lax now. They allow the non-blacks or to say the N-word and feel, I think people don't even think about slavery like that no more. You might have people seeing, using it as an excuse, like we ain't been able to get over in this country. I think there's been more current events that's held black people back at this point that people use more than slavery. But in general, I get what he's saying. I definitely understand where he's coming from in his point of view. But one of the best thing I tell him, like, we don't own nothing. We don't own nothing. Then when you get somebody to own something, you get somebody with a pair of shoes and all this, them being an independent designer, they gotta mark it up, and they be like, I ain't paying this price for this, that. But if Louis put that out there, y'all gonna pay $1,000 for the shoes, or $500 for a shirt, $2,000 for some pants, whatever the situation may be. When it come to a black designer, this is another reason why you shouldn't be saying your company is black. They don't want to pay all that money for that 9 times out of 10. It's hard to get black people to support black people because black people like to attack black people. They like to attack black people. Whoever on top, they want to rip you down. They want to attack you. They want to detach you from the bone. They want, like what he's saying. It sounds good, and it's a fight that he's trying to fight. And I hear him about the color. Like Muhammad Ali did business with everybody. I get it. Like he said in his movie with Will Smith, he had to put shady ninjas with shady Caucasian people. To get to certain doors, you can't get to these certain doors just using all black people. You know what I'm saying? You gotta use any and everybody. Magic Johnson, you thought Magic Johnson got to where he had just dealing? No, Dr. Bus helped him. So many other guys help him get in there. So yeah, a lot of the statement that he's saying, I 100% agree with a lot of the stuff that he's saying. But never forget about slavery, because they never allow you to forget that you a Negro in this country. They never let you get past a certain point in this country. Ask Diddy, ask 50, ask Michael Jordan, Ask LeBron James, they'd never let you get through a certain threshold. So if we can't have unlimited earning power, we can't go, if the sky ain't the limit for us and it's a cop on us, how can we forget? How can we forget about racism and placism? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can't forget about that. That I disagree with, but I don't think most of these people have a slavery victim mentality. I think the black community has a galvanization, a camaraderie issue. Whoever on top, they want to attack them. They have a good message, a great message, to move the culture forward. They attack the personality and they don't attack the message. They attack the person and not attack the message. So I definitely 100% understand what he's saying. And you know, I've been saying this shit for years. The same stuff that he's saying, I've been saying it for years, man, but it just seemed like it ain't gonna never happen, bro. And if it is gonna happen, you gotta teach this financial literacy. You gotta teach this to the youth. But guess what? You can't teach shit to the youth because they don't listen to no black men. They didn't listen to their mothers in the black community. So you can't change nothing in the black community with women running the black community. I hate to say that. You can't change nothing like that. So, you know, at the end of the day, he fighting the fight. He fighting the fight, man. That's hard to win under the circumstances. But hey, this is my opinion. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram. Check out the Real One on playlist, join the Patreon. Peace.